Hey everybody, Lori here from Unique in the Creek. How is everybody doing today on this Sunday? This is an impromptu Facebook Live because I am fooling around in the craft room. And last night I posted this. Oh my gosh, this wreath is just so pretty. Can you guys see that? It's on this one's done on the small board. It is a burlap rose gold. So I don't know if you can see it. It kind of looks gold in the pictures, but it's actually rose gold. Oh, and I want to show you guys how I did this and to get your creativity flowing, because we're going to use some unconventional wreath supplies to make some really cute wreaths. Now, this burlap that I made this on, let's just see everybody. Oh, there's 96 people. Hi, everybody. Hi. So, I guess this wreath you guys absolutely loved last night because we got lots of messages about it. It was very easy to make. I made it. See, when I time myself, I really time myself as I'm watching TV. So I made it during half of a movie. So that's what's a movie usually, hun?
90 minutes.
90 minutes. So half of 90 minutes. Let's say 45 minutes. Okay. I made this in about 45 minutes. I used this stuff. Now I used 2 rolls of this stuff, so I don't have this color anymore. I do plan on getting some more tomorrow. But I do have it in the white and silver that I bought. And it's just called burlap ribbon, okay? I know they sell burlap ribbon at all kinds of craft stores. I got this at AC Moore. I plan on going to get some more. This is 6-inch ribbon. So if you have a normal 6-inch ribbon, like on your ribbon rack, you can do this particular project even with that ribbon, okay? This is non-wired. But I'm going to show you how I did these petals. But I want to show you another way that you can do petals that's a lot of fun and you have a lot more variety to choose from. Hi, everybody. Okay, I know, isn't it pretty? You guys, I wish you could do, I wish you could see it in real life. I can't tell what it looks like on the screen. It just doesn't do it justice. Like, seriously, it is so pretty. And I even made the center with the same burlap. So I kept it very simple because it's simple, but look how elegant it is. So I'm going to show you guys how I did this one. And then I'm going to show you another flower I'm going to use. And you guys know I'm infamous for this. Tablecloths. A tablecloth from the dollar store. Okay, so to make the petal that I just did with that burlap, like I said, you can do it with any 6-inch burlap, any 6-inch ribbon. If it's wired, you might want to take the wire out, or you can leave it in because you can sculpt your petal a little better if you have 6-inch wired. There's so much out there right now, but like I said, I got this at AC Moore, and it is, this one's a white burlap with silver in it. Can you guys see that on the screen? It's absolutely fabulous. And when I first looked at it, I knew, like when I seen it on the shelves, I knew exactly what I was going to do with it. And that's what I did with the rose gold. I love it. I just absolutely love it. This would be ideal in a bedroom, in a bathroom, like somewhere really on a mirror. Oh my gosh, like even on a front door with the sun hitting it. It's just fabulous. So I'm going to show you how easy I did this petal, okay? Hi, everybody. Hi, Suzanne. Okay, so this is easy because it is 6-inch. So all I did, okay, let me get a drink here. Just water today. So I rolled out my burlap and I cut it into 6 by 6 pieces. Okay, so let's just roll it out. There we go, straight across my cutting board here. I'm going to get my rotary cutter because it says, well, it says rotary cutter, but it's really rotary. Right, hun?
That's right.
Dave's here too. He's my support system today. Okay, so I'm going to cut it at 6 inches. So I'm just putting my little cutting tool or guideline on the 6 here and just going up 6, 12, 18. Can I count by 6s today? 24. Am I doing it right? Next 30.
Oh, Andrea Brown, you can do a wreath with Lori, no problem.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's what's fun about the Unique Creek Wreath boards, because I use everything to make on these wreaths. I use whatever I see, something pops in my mind. Okay, so we got this really pretty burlap, 6-inch pieces. You can do this with fabric as well. Obviously, this is very flimsy, and if you had fabric like this, you could cut it in 6 by 6 pieces. We are going to do that with some tablecloth I have here. But this petal, what I did is I made this little half template, and it's like absolutely no rhyme or reason to it. What I did, I folded my burlap piece in half. So you can probably put 2 or 3 on there. Okay, put it in a stack, fold it in half. Okay, and make sure that they're lined up. Now, to make sure every petal was exactly the same size, that's where my template came in. So I cut one petal, and I liked that petal, so what I did was traced it, just the half piece, and that way I can make sure all the rest of the petals were going to be exactly the same. So I wanted this petal to have a little bit of a point on it. So, and this is, again, I'm going to go say it and everybody laughs, I actually found all kinds of petals. If you do origami paper flowers, you will see all kinds of different ways you can cut petals to make paper flowers. You can adapt that to wreath flowers as well. It's the exact same thing. So this is not rocket science. I didn't come up with this. I was just researching it, playing around with pieces of material, and came up like with this flower. So I wanted it to have a point and then come flare out a little bit. So I'm just going to cut. And this is template piece of paper. It's just a guide for me. So every petal is going to be pretty much the same. And then when you open it up, you have a petal formation that looks like this. Okay? It's like it's just got a tip on it. That's pretty much it. And that's the whole flower, except for the center, is made just like that. Okay, I'll do these two as well. All right, so you're going to flip it over. Now where you want to put your template, you want to have the side of your template and your corner where the folded part is, okay? You don't want to have your corner over here because then your pieces are not going to turn out right. So fold your, I have 2 pieces here. I'm going to just put my little template down, and then I'm going to cut around it again, just as a guide. And I make sure I start right at the corner so that petal is going to have a nice point on it. And I just kind of go around. That's it. So this is garbage. And you open it up, and there we go. We got the same petal again. So then, hold on. Let's get a board. Here, I have a prototype blackboard. This is just a small board. It's just one of our prototypes when we were first getting the mold made. So with this kind of flower, you can actually use 4-inch zip ties. So if you have a bunch of 4 inches kicking around, use them now, because you do not need much space between the zip tie and the board. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, and now I'm not doing this whole flower, I'm just showing you how I made that rose gold burlap flower. Now we are going to need, so that I'm preloading row 1 and row 2, so the normal spaces. We are going to use this long space right here, so you won't be able to use your 4-inch. You will need to use, I have 6.5 inch. Preferably, I would love to use 8-inch here, but I only have 6.5 inch, so I make it work. So row 1, you're going to preload all the normal ones. Row 2, you're going to preload the normal holes plus the zip tie. Actually, I'll take this one and I'll show you guys. Here we go. Oh, and you know what? I didn't do that. I started doing it and I figured that we didn't need to do that because it's just as full, I'm sorry, without doing it. The only reason I didn't cut these off is because I already glued them on. So for this one, because you don't see through this material, you don't have to put as much on like you do for deco mesh. That's right. See, last night I was in my own zone and I didn't take notes. I was just creating, eh, Dave? I was like a mad scientist. So we don't need, for this fabric, we do not need to do this long piece. You can make it a fuller flower. The more petals you add, the fuller your flower will be. Pretty much, basically, that's it. Okay, I'm just going to start here. And I'm going to just show you how easy it is. These zip ties suck. I have these little 4 inches kicking around. I never use them. But I thought I could get rid of them here. But I can't wait to show you guys the one I'm going to play with today and actually create while you guys are watching. It's kind of similar to this whole burlap metallic one. Okay.
You didn't stiffen that one, did you?
I did not stiffen this. Nope. And lucky for me, this stuff, whatever it is, it's like I said, burlap ribbon. It doesn't fray either. So that's a nice thing as well. So I could just leave it like that. So what you're going to do is now you're just going to take this and the normal scrunching up this bottom, just how simple that is. And there's your petal. You're going to stick it in your zip tie. And there's not much material. It's not thick, so that's why I said you can use these little 4-inch zip ties. Okay. And we're going to add these. I'll do this section here. I probably will finish this eventually one day. I don't know, on the blackboard. I'm low on boards. I have to go down to the warehouse tomorrow. I'm low on boards and zip ties.
And just a reminder that tomorrow's a holiday.
And tomorrow's a holiday here in Canada. I don't know about in the States. Is tomorrow a holiday in the States? Like it's an actual everything shut down holiday here in Canada. What's it called? Family Day. Family Day.
So they just stuck a holiday in February because it was such a long distance between January 1st
and I really liked the holiday, the new holiday when I was actually working a job. now that I don't work an actual job, it's like meh. Oh, these zip ties suck bad.
Yeah, President's Day tomorrow.
Oh, is it President's Day? Okay.
So is it a shutdown holiday? Everything gets
yeah,
shut
is
down?
everything shut down, guys? Or does like everything still function? It's just a holiday. I usually ask my brother and sister-in-law, but they're in the healthcare industry, so they never get time off, so asking them is useless. Okay. These zip ties suck. They're really bad. I don't even know where. I think I got them at like a dollar store or something. You get what you pay for. There we go. So you're going to fill in every hole on 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yep,
Now 4 is the only one.
Everything's closed.
Everything's closed in the States too?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. The only one I went all the way around was row 5 because I wanted to make sure that it was full on row 5, and I knew I was going to do just a simple, very simple center with the same burlap. So this flower took exactly 2 rolls of this. That was including the center. So let's continue on here. And the center I made just like I've shown how to make felt ones. If you guys remember, you fold over your felt and you snip the sides. I can show you in a sec. And then you just start rolling. That's how I made the center, just with this burlap. Okay, so I just continued on every hole exactly like this. Then when you're finished the whole flower, you can actually sculpt the leaves when you open them to go back a little, and they'll stay like that. So they're kind of cupped. You see how that's now cupped? Is that not like really pretty and super easy? That's the exact same. That's all I did. All I did, guys. All of row 1, all of row 2, all of row 3, and row 4, you're going to do the complete circle. Isn't that easy? Oh my gosh. And look how pretty. Like, I was thinking of putting something like to frame it around, but it's so elegant just like this. I thought, this is just gorgeous. I'm going to put it on my mirror. I have a beautiful mirror with some of my colors in my dining room are these. Rose gold in the burlap. And I'm going to hang it on my mirror. Like, literally on the center of the mirror. It's going to look so pretty. So, that is how I made that. And to make the center, I'll do it quickly.
Is that on the smaller?
The one I just did is a small one, yes. The next one I'm going to do with tablecloth. We're going to do almost the same method. We're going to use tablecloth because I love using tablecloth. There is so many fun colors out there. It's water resistant. You can use it outdoors depending on what you put in the center. So we're going to make a fun one doing almost the exact same thing with the tablecloth. But let me finish this one. So
calling it the ribbon, burlap ribbon.
It's just called burlap ribbon. Like I said, you can use any kind of 6-inch ribbon. I wouldn't use actual burlap because if you cut the edges of the burlap into a petal form, because there is tons of petals out there that you guys can cut. So this is just like one shape. I just wanted like a basic kind of sunflower-ish type petal with a point. But you got to be careful what material you use because some of it will fray, right? This I just happened to not fray. And to do the center, I'll quickly show you. Okay, so how many pieces did I end up using? I'll count. So we have 16 on row 1, 8 on row 2, so that's 24, right?
Yep.
Do the math, baby. Another 8,
32,
and another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
40.
40 pieces. You need 40 6x6 pieces for this flower, for the petals. Okay, write that down. 40 6x6 pieces, and then you're going to cut each of your petal if you want, like this design, or I'm going to show you another one when we do the tablecloth. You need 40 of them, and that will give you enough of this left over, and it's a 5-yard roll, so you're using 10 yards. It'll give you enough to do the center. And to do the center, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut off, I'll cut off a 24-inch piece. Okay? you have a lot more left over after you do your flower petals. That's how you can get your flower center so full. But I'm just going to start off with a 24-inch piece.
Can you buy that ribbon just about anywhere? I know you got it at AC Moore, but...
I've gotten it at Christmas. I've gotten it at Michael's. I believe I looked on Amazon. I've seen some on Amazon.
What about Andrea? Did you sell it to Andrea?
Andrea Brown?
Yeah.
I don't know if she's got 6-inch.
She's on there. I don't know if she does or
Oh.
not.
Just Google 6-inch burlap, 6-inch felt. You can use felt. Felt is a really good one. You got lots of colors because they have felt on a roll. Actually, I have some right here. And look at this stuff, guys. Okay, I'm going to show you because I'm going to do one with this. I got this for $1. What did I get this roll for? $1.69. And it's an ombre bling mesh roll. They're called rhinestone mesh rolls. And you can pretty much get these anywhere. I know a lot of people use them for centers a lot, which are fabulous. I am going to use this as...
Sorry, she doesn't have any, but she'll find it as...
Oh, okay. I'm going to use this as flower petals. Okay, so just giving you a heads up. My first row that I'm going to be doing with this is going to be deco mesh. And then, because I want the deco mesh to make sure the flower has some stability. And then what I'm going to do is I cut a piece of this mesh. And I cut it in a different petal. It looks like a heart. Okay, but when you scrunch it up in the middle, and kind of turn it up, it's got good structure, and you put that into the Unique in the Creek board. Where did the silver one go? Here. So I'm giving you guys intel into what I'm coming up with soon. Now, I won't be able to use these little 4-inch ones. Let's try this 6.5-inch zip tie, and you'll see what I mean. So when I make this flower, I am going to do all deco mesh first. So that's going to be my base. And then the rest of the petals are going to be this ombre rhinestone ribbon. And I'm going to do it exactly like that. And you can sculpt it. So the whole center of the ribbon, or of the flower, is going to be rhinestones. Yikes! It's going to be beautiful because as you layer it, you know you don't see this part right here. Isn't that going to be fun? I should have put it behind this one. Let's see what it looks like. There's just so much. You just got to open up your imagination. Oh my gosh, even that looks pretty with the silver. So I'm really excited about this roll because, like, look at the ombre on it. Like, look at once it gets to that royal blue. It's just so fabulous. So I'm excited to do that. And I was playing. All right, where was I? Oh, the center. Sorry guys, I got all sidetracked. All right, so you're gonna take a strip of that fabric. Get your wax paper or your parchment paper so you don't get glue all over your cutting mat. Get it at the dollar store, so stock up. I have to actually stock up. So I found, when I folded it over, I found that this is 3 inches. When you fold it over, I found it was a little too tall, and I cut it down. So what I did is I just cut it down 2 inches. So it's 6 inches in width. So I took my cutting thingy, let's fold it in half. Okay. And I just cut up the middle. 16, so we're going to cut it at 13. You can cut it and make it 4 inches in. So now we have 2 pieces. Okay, they're 3 inches by 24 inches long now. And that's only because I didn't want the center really, really high sticking up out of the flower. And this is how I've showed people to do it with, you could do it with burlap, you can do it like normal burlap, you can do it with felt. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your hot glue gun and just run a bead of glue along the bottom edge of your strip. Okay, and then fold it over. Now here's where you got to be careful so you don't burn yourself. And match up the edge. Okay, and just tap it down. Get my little glue, finger gluesy. Finger things, you can get these at the dollar store, Dollar Tree. All right. If you're confused, I'm just showing how you can make a really simple center. I'm gonna flip it over so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. So I'll do it upside down here. An actual center using the same fabric or material that you use to construct the flower, because it really does make it really elegant when you use all the same material. Okay, so we're just going to glue this, and that's what you're going to do through the whole strip. And like I said, it really works well with real burlap, and it works well with felt for your centers. Okay, so once you have it glued down together, so you have your the side where you glued it and the side where it's folded over. The side where it's folded over, you're going to make little slits. Okay, now you only want to go about 3/4 of the way down. Do not go all the way to the end edge, because you'll cut right through it and it won't be any good anymore. Well, you will be able to use it still, you just have to piece it together. So I'm just cutting about 1/2 inch slits into this material that I folded over and glued all the way down. A little monotonous, but once you get it started, it does go fast.
She is taking Sunday off. This is her relaxation.
This is my Sunday off. This is what I do to relax. See guys, when I do tutorials, because Dave and I actually run Unique in the Creek, during the day is actually me working. So I work during the day, mostly on computer work and stuff. Then when I do my tutorials at night, that's my fun time. That's what I really like to do. Okay, so you'll see your strip has the slits in it, okay? And then now what you're gonna do is you're gonna just start rolling it, just like that. Get it started, put a bead of glue, and continue rolling, just like that. Now you don't have to put glue all the way down. I usually just put a little bit. Once it's started, it's much easier because, you know, the center is just so tiny. And you just roll, just like that. So once you get started, you can see it goes much easier. Now you do not have to keep gluing. You can roll, 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 stop, give it a little bit of glue, continue rolling. Just like that. And then I'm going to cut this off and pretend this is where my piece ended. And obviously the center is still way too small, right? So I'm going to cut another piece, for instance like this, but I would do, you know, a longer piece. And I'm going to continue. So what I'm going to do is put some more glue right there. Attach another piece, just like that. And again, continue rolling. And you keep adding pieces until you get it as big as you want. Now, once your center starts to get bigger, you may want to slide the edge down a little like this, so the outside piece kind of flares out a bit more. You'll find once you start playing, you'll figure it out, because it's very, very easy. Continue, and you just keep rolling. And like I said, I used 40 pieces of the 6x6. So obviously you keep adding pieces, and it goes around and around and around until you get it as big as you want. And then once it's done, so it gets about, the back side of this circle is about that big. All I did was hot glued the crap out of the bottom and glued it right to the board. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's all I did. That's how the center is made. Just strips of the same fabric that I had left over, and keep adding pieces until you get to the size you want. And like I said, the size I got was the remaining of the burlap from doing the petals. Okay, is there any questions on that part?
Do you cut all the center pieces?
Pardon?
Do you cut all the center pieces?
I'm not sure what you mean by that. So that is this flower, and like I said, you can do it with fabric, anything you want. We're going to do a tablecloth one right now with a little bit of a different petal, and I'm going to show you some centers you can use that are going to be really fun with this tablecloth petal. So let me just put this all away. If there's any further questions about this, especially the center, I do have a tutorial on my YouTube channel with the centers. I'd done it in felt, and it's done the exact same way.
Once again, the fabric is ribbon burlap. No.
It is ribbon. This is just called burlap ribbon. It's 6 inches wide and 5 yards long. I got this particular one and then the rose gold burlap one at AC Moore, but you can find it. There's if you type in 6-inch burlap ribbon, you don't want the normal burlap, but you'll be able to tell if it's ribbon, like if it's normal, if it's the more of the fabric type. Oh shoot, honey, that just fell on me. Can you grab it? The tablecloth. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This one's going to be really fun, because this one you can buy anywhere. So what I'm going to use with this fabric, or for this flower or wreath, because you wait till you see when I'm done all the different centers. This is a vinyl flannel backed tablecloth that I got on at our local dollar store, which is called Dollarama. Now, at in the summer or near summer, Dollar Tree does come out with some fabulous ones, tablecloths as well. So does oh gosh, what's it called? The Christmas Tree Shop. They have fabulous tablecloths. I bought this last year, so when I was rifling through my fabric bin, this was the only vinyl tablecloth I had, and I thought, well, it's perfect. It's fun, nice and bright color for the spring. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it. I bought the largest size I could buy, which is 52 by 90, I believe. Yes, 52 by 90. Even because it cost, I think this was $4. It costs the same amount, but obviously you get more material. You don't want to get a round tablecloth. You can use the round tablecloth. You may need two because you won't get as many square pieces out of the round tablecloth. So you do want to look for a oblong or rectangle type tablecloth, okay? And try and go for the biggest one they had. So they had 60-inch round. They also had 52 by 70, and they had 52 by 90. So I bought the 52 by 90 because it was the same price. Can you see what that dog is barking at? Like, Cree's up there. Is she ignoring?
Maybe she went home.
Huh?
Maybe she went home.
I don't know. She would have said bye. Okay, so what I did, I'm going to again make 6 by 6 inch squares out of this tablecloth. So I opened the tablecloth and I folded it in half lengthwise. So when I fold it, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of tablecloth here. So this tablecloth can probably make 2 large flowers, and I'm going to be using the large board for this. Okay, so we want to, it's not as convenient to do this as it is with the burlap ribbon because we already have the 6-inch pieces, but it's not hard. So what we're going to do is I'm going to line it up here. Got it all flattened. I am again going to take my ruler thing and I'm going to cut 6-inch long pieces first. So I'm just going to line up my tablecloth and I'm going to put my tool thing for cutting, just my straight edge, along this way, the 6-inch mark. Okay, and I'm going to take my rotary cutter and I'm going to press hard because there's 4 layers here, and just press and go slow. And this isn't long enough, so I'm just going to move this down just a bit. And there we go. And I'm just going to slide this back. Now I already have pre-cut pieces. I just want to show you how I go about cutting my pieces. So I'm just putting something heavy so it doesn't slide off the table. And now I'm going to take this 6-inch and I'm going to cut it down the 6-inch. Actually, I have to move this down the 6-inch mark again to make the squares. So lining my 6 and 6, and they don't have to be perfect because we're going to cut them anyways. Okay, so 6, and then I'm going to line it up at the 12. 12. And lifting up your straight edge as careful as you can so you don't move your material. So you don't have to keep adjusting it. 18. And then it's a little bit longer, but I'm cutting it at 24. And don't throw away these little pieces because you can use these little pieces as a center. Like for reals. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 petals. These will be petals of single. And then this one at the end that it's folded over, we want to keep it the length it is. So when you open it up, it is 12 inches. I want to keep it at 12 inches because row number 1, we are going to do a little bit different than the other rows, and row 1 will need a 12-inch piece like this. Okay, so just cut a bunch of squares. So that's what I did. I got a whole bunch of squares here cut. Only if you're only making one flower, only do not maybe half of the tablecloth. And then we got our double-edged ones here. Okay, so this stack is single pieces, and this stack is pieces that when you open it up are doubled. And we want to leave that 12-inch. So this is technically 6 inches by 12 inches.
Yes, it does have the back and the felt back, doesn't it?
Yes, it has to have the felt back. It's called a PEVA. Yeah, PEVA, P-E-V-A, flannel back. You need that flannel back to give the petal some stability, and it'll stand up. If you use like just the table covering, you know, it's really, really thin vinyl tablecloths. You guys know that you do birthday parties and just chuck them. Those won't work. It's just too flimsy and everything will just flop. These work amazing. And they are cheap too. And you can find such amazing colors and everything. I know Hobby Lobby has a whole bunch of spring ones out. You can do Easter ones. Like I said, I had this on hand already from last year, so I'm just showing you guys how to do this, so I didn't want to run around and, you know, I'll probably do another one for for Easter, but okay. So you cut your petals, and now this petal that I'm going to make is going to be rounded. So the other petal I did had a bit of a point on it, and this one I'm going to do just a simple rounded. Now I still made a template for the petals just to make sure that all the petals come out almost the same. So you're not guessing, oh, should I start cutting here, or is this, you know, if I cut here, is it too low? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, about 4. Take 4, stack them like this, again, fold it over. Now it's 6 by 6, so it doesn't really matter which way you fold it. And I have polka dots, so if you do have a pattern, you might want to keep your pattern going the same way. These are polka dots, so it doesn't even really matter. And if you're just using straight color, it really doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to just fold that in half. Tablecloth wreaths are a lot of fun because you can put them outdoors. They cost barely nothing, and they're, you know, they may fade a little bit. You can spray them with the UV spray.
It's $1 for a tablecloth.
Huh?
It says $1 for a tablecloth. The tablecloth is cheaper than the spray. May as well just get another one.
Yeah. That's what Dave said. You can just make another one. Okay, sorry. So again, all I did was I made one petal. I liked the way the petal was, so I just traced the outside, so all my petals will be the same. What I'm doing is putting the straight part on the folded edge here, and I'm basically just cutting the corner off. So I'm just kind of going like this. That's it. And when I open it up, it's just a simple, very simple, rounded kind of petal. And like I said, if you Google or go on Pinterest, paper flower petals, you will see so many. And again, you can adapt those paper petals to a wreath as well. So let's do a few of these. And then I'll show you the double one. And then I'll show you, I started the wreath already. Now green's not normally my favorite color for a flower, but I think this is really going to be cute, especially when you see what I'm going to put in the center. Okay, so not every, you can see not everyone is perfect. That is okay. And I'm actually cutting quite a bit of a stack here. Let's see. I wouldn't attempt this if I didn't have really sharp scissors. So again, I'm going to put my straight part of my petal on the folded edge and just go around. Oh yeah, if you guys could share this float my boat, whatever it is, that I would be very grateful. I forget all the time to ask. Okay, now I'm going to trim this up a little bit. There. Easy. That's how the petal's made.
I don't know if to cut that with a rotary cutter.
I wouldn't bother. It would be much easier just with a good sharp pair of scissors. Like literally you're just taking the corner off. Now I'm doing the large board. I haven't really counted how many, so I'm just going to do a bunch. And then I'll show you the double one. The double one is only for row 1. Okay, so fold it in half. There we go. Very simple. But at least all our petals are exactly the same size and shape. Okay? All right, let's do the double one. Now the double one is pretty much the same style, but when you open it, it's 12 inches. What we want to do is keep it folded right in half, and then we're going to fold it again. Now I think I have to put it here. I'll have to, okay, you guys, I might do a mistake here because I'm having kind of a brain fart. Ah, I did do it wrong. There's no mistakes in crafting. That's wrong. That's wrong. All right. What?
Said you can do it wrong, but there's no mistakes.
That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so what you need to do, what I didn't do is, okay, you fold it in half. So I cut it, this one, I had put it where this folded edge is. That's not what we want to do. I knew once I started it, I was doing it wrong. You're going to fold it so the cut edges, the open edges are both the same here. Okay, and now you're going to put this over top. So you should be able to count at 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can count your corners, you have it folded correctly. And then you're going to round it. Okay. So when you open it, you have this. That is correct. Not this. This is not correct. Okay, let me do a couple more. So I'll do these two. Open it. Hi, Trisha. Oh, this one's not cut. All right, so I'm going to do 3 of them here. So fold it in half. Like that, and then you're folding it over this way. So remember, you want to count, you'll be able to count your corners when you do it. Put my template on, and I'm just going to round off that corner. There we go. So again, I'm going to reiterate, you can, this is just a very simple rounded petal. It's really cute. You'll see when I bring the wreath towards me. But you can do other different shapes. There's lots of shapes depending on the way you cut your material. Yes, I can cut, you're absolutely right. I can cut the mistake petal in half. Where did my mistake petal go? I don't know where it went. and yeah, use it as the single petal for sure. But anyways, I got lots of petals. I'm ready to go. So I preloaded my large board. Voila. So I did all of row 1, or row 2, sorry. Row 1 is the outside holes. I did all of row 1. Row 2. Row 3, I'm going to put zip ties in between. Row 4, I just did the normal holes. And row 5, I'm going to do all 5, but there's a few different centers I'm going to do for this wreath. And the very last one that I'm going to do for the end is this sign. I'm putting this sign in the center of it. Like, how cute is that going to be? So it will be more like a flower wreath or something. I don't know. I really like this sign. This sign came from Shore Life Creations, my friend Betty. But it was like, it's not perfectly the same green, but it's springish, and I think it will look absolutely adorable. So I'll do a few different centers, like flower centers, but the last is going to be this sign, and it's an 8-inch round sign. Lots of people are making 8-inch round signs now. Okay, so I preloaded everything. We're going to start with row 1, these outside holes, and that's when you're going to need your double petal, and you need 8 of them, and you'll need 8 zip ties. So what you're going to do, oh, and there's the flower, how I started it. Is that not like adorable? And then if I put that on, look how cute that's going to be. Very simple, but really cute. So I'll do this one so you guys can actually totally see. You're going to put your zip tie in the hole and just leave it as an L shape. Open up your double petal, and I'm scrunching right up the center, right where the line is. Okay, I'm going to flip this. So we have like a double petal going on here, and just put where I bended it right here, right on the board, and bring the zip ties around. And there we go. Cut your tail off. And we're going to do that all the way around row 1. So once you got your material all ready to go, making the flower, or flower/wreath, whatever you want to call it, is really simple. And you definitely, once you're all prepared, bring all your pieces over and get comfy and just zip them all in. And whatever way you cut the edge of your petal is how your flower is going to look. Now you can do the same thing I did with the burlap ones. When we're finished, we can kind of fan them out like this, or you can cup them so they stand up more 3D-ish. And that's why you need the flannel back, okay, because you want to be able to sculpt your petals. I am designing I design tablecloth wreaths all the time. This is just another different way to use a tablecloth. Fun way. Cheap. And living in Canada, I've learned, being wreathing for, God, so many years now, I've learned to use different weird materials in my wreaths because we just don't have the supply that there is in the United States. So I've learned how to use different materials to make pretty stuff. And tablecloths used to be my favorite because there was so many out there. And like I said, you can do this exact same thing with fabric. You just may need to stiffen the fabric a little bit. And to do that, you can just brush on some watered down Mod Podge, or you can use an actual spray starch, or you can use fabric stiffener. So you're just scrunching up the center. The line's actually even there for you. Flip it up. And we're putting where it's bent right on the board and just zipping around. You'd be able to use, definitely you'd be able to use 4-inch zip ties for this project as well. Because the material is thin, so it's not really thick, so you don't need a lot of space between the board and the zip tie. Hi everybody, just playing on a Sunday afternoon, making some different, unique, that's me, unique. There we go. So I think that's the last row on row 1. So you need 8 of these double petals. Yeah, that was the last one. Now you can do each row a different color. A solid might have been really nice for these outside ones. I just used what I had. I only had this polka dot tablecloth. So we're keeping it all the same, but you definitely can match up and do different things with it. Okay, so now I'm going to take my single petals and do it exactly like I showed you with the burlap ribbon. Take your petal, just scrunch along the bottom. You're just scrunching like an accordion fold. Take your tail and you're going to stick it in the zip tie. Hi from Mississippi. Welcome to our channel. Or to my Facebook page. I'm Lori. I'm the inventor of these crazy boards, and I teach all kinds of weird things on these crazy boards. And you have just tuned into a tablecloth wreath. And if you go to our YouTube channel, you'll see that I have quite a few tablecloth wreaths. They're really fun to use. And especially if you have, if you're selling wreaths in your area, and it's not like a fairly well-off area, people with no money, they like pretty things too. This is a great alternative that you can make them something pretty without charging them, $60. You can whip this up, charge 25 bucks, and still make a good profit. And give you something to do. Like I said, don't sit at a table and get yourself all comfy cozy and whip this together. Change up the way you cut the petal. Definitely
and I are going to Crafters Convention in Illinois, and we are excited to meet you.
Oh, yay!
I will be there too.
Dave's there too. Hi, Kim Thomas. I don't know how many wreaths I make a week. It depends what kind of week I'm having. When I'm having a really... I like to wreath when I'm angry. I like to wreath when I'm sad. I like to wreath when I'm depressed. I like to wreath when I'm worried. So it's pretty much every day I wreath. And then I give them away. This one's really cute though. This one I might keep to put on my, I might make a whole bunch of these. If I can find all different color.
Thank you, Pamela. You make me feel better.
Oh. I'm going to see if I can find, because I really love this polka dot tablecloth. I'm going to check this here, and I'm going to see if they have different colors. Because I think I'm going to make these for around the pool. Eh, hun? Wouldn't these be fun on the pool fence?
You did that already.
I know, but with deco mesh.
Yeah.
These are really bright and everything. These would be really fun in the backyard by the pool. These are, my pieces are 6x6.
Yay, Shelby.
Oh, wonderful, Shelby. That's awesome news. And you need to price accordingly, okay? Like, there is wreaths out there that, they're up in you can get a wreath for $500-600 easy, from a, a designer and stuff like that. you have to price your wreaths accordingly. Like if you're selling a tablecloth wreath, people know the tablecloths maybe maximum $4 or $5 if you got a really fancy one. The board, you know, $9. Get it at Deco Exchange when it's on sale. It's even cheaper than us. And whatever you're going to put in your center. I'm telling you, the wreath will maybe be $14 or $15. You're not going to charge $60 for it. Like, that's just, you don't want to you really don't want to rip your customers off. So, especially if you're making these for fun, it's a really good way to, you know, diversify your wreaths. So, you know, you can make, you know, $300-$400 ones, but you can also make $30-$40 ones.
Keep your integrity, and the customers will keep coming back.
Yes, you have to keep it. Dave's absolutely right. Keep your integrity, and your customers will always come back. Because they're not dumb. They know a tablecloth is not expensive. So what I'm doing is now I'm on row 3, and I'm going to zip in all the regular ones, and then I'm going to go back and do these long ones. Now a lot of people make holes in the board, which is perfectly fine. They put an extra hole in between here.
It's a lot of work, though.
Pardon, honey?
It's a lot of work, though.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, and I don't teach drilling holes or cutting boards because just for the fact that not everybody has access to power tools and all that stuff. So I just use hot glue. It gives you the same effect.
What was the size of your cups?
The petals are 6 by 6. And then I just rounded them. But I used a little template that I made. So I made sure that each one was rounded the same. I think I'm almost out. So I need to cut some more single ones. Now I have enough petals that I'm not going to use like this where it's creased and everything. I'll just push that aside.
Judy, if we're talking about Michaels, that's why you use a coupon.
Yes. Never pay full price. That's why Michaels hikes their prices, because they know everybody's going to use a coupon.
And people have been on here using coupons. They've been getting them.
Yeah, if you use your coupon right, yeah, if you use your coupons right, you get them cheaper than anywhere else. Okay, so I'm going to make a few more petals. So again, they're 6 by 6 squares. Just line them up. I got a bunch here. If you know your scissors are not that sharp, only do a few at a time, because you don't want to mess up your petals.
What are you putting, about an inch into the tie?
Not even, not a half an inch. And you can also glue the end and you'll see what where'd my little template go? You'll see when I do it in a second. There's my little template. So again, I'm putting that long side against the folded edge. Just like this. Just so we have the same curvature on all the petals.
Just so people know that Michaels is just like a customer to us.
Yes.
So we've got no control over
We have
pricing or anything else that Michaels does. They get our boards and they do with what they want.
We have that zero say in what Michaels does with the boards. They place a PO, we fulfill it, and that's all. Okay, stick it in. So it's only about maybe a half an inch, quarter of an inch, however you want. Zip it up tight. I have one more here.
Are you in Canada?
I am in Canada.
No, not you.
Oh.
I was showing my niece your boards and someone was selling small boards for $83.
That might have been on...
If you're in Canada and you're on .ca, yeah, we don't sell on .ca. That's somebody hijacking it.
Yeah. So what people will do is, because Unique in the Creek is very... it's a hot seller on Amazon. It really is. So that's why we try to never run out of product on Amazon. Should we run out of product, you have those people that are almost like scalpers. they will actually, it's called like a third party shipping. What they'll do is they'll sell the boards, like you said, 5 for $83. If you purchase them, what they'll do is they'll purchase them from us, like our actual website, and ship it to your address and make money. So you just got to be buyer beware.
Go to
So
our site, you'll see what the prices are. Don't pay no more than that. Like I said,
Yep.
Michael's you can use.
they do that on the United States one too. If we run out of stock, the those people are all over us. Okay, so now we're gonna put this really long stretched one. I'm just gonna slide the end of that petal in,
Okay, good.
just like this. I do have a few announcements about the new decals and the kits that are coming out this week too. We'll talk about that at the end. Okay, so I'm just opening it. I just spread it out like in the center of here. And now all I'm going to do is put hot glue. So from this side all the way over to the other side, making sure that you're hitting each side of the petal on the board. That way the petal will not come out. It's in there. And you can do that for all your petals. So when you're finished your row, you can just keep going over. And that just gives it a double security that those petals are not going to come out. So if you're making, these to sell, you might want to have that confidence that they're not going to slip out of the zip tie. And I have to put zip ties in there. So
Unless you're in Canada, then it's .ca.
yeah, we have .com, which is for,
which I just posted.
Yeah.
But
and then we have .ca. And on the Canadian site, we do have mesh and stuff for our Canadian customers, since you can't really buy it here in Canada. Although Michael's has some poly burlap, it's not that bad. I've used it.
oh, my heart breaks for you, Suzanne.
Why?
Our AC just kicked on.
Oh, as our furnace just kicked off. I thought I cut enough petals. Guess not. That's not really rounded very much. I don't know what happened there. What was she barking at earlier? Oh, she wanted out. Is Kristen here?
Yeah.
So Kristen just sat and let her bark.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. These kids.
Yeah, sorry, Kim. If we could have got more sunflower centers, we would have.
I bought 300.
Yeah.
I bought 300. They were gone right after my live. Gone.
See, this is what happens because a lot of this stuff comes from China.
Yes.
So can you imagine if our boards came from China, we'd be constantly out of boards.
Yeah. So I can only guess what will sell. So I bought 300 of those centers, hoping they would sell, and they were gone. So, like, there's really nothing I can do about it. Once they're gone, and they're from from China.
We need to get a factory.
The polka dot material is tablecloth, just a plastic tablecloth with a flannel backing on it, so it gives it some structure. What did you say, hon?
It says we gotta build ourselves a factory to make all these centers.
Dave's determined to figure out how to make deco mesh. There must be a reason why nobody makes deco mesh in the United States. So, and I have a feeling it might be because of the worker pay. I don't know. There's nobody that makes it in the United States. It's all Chinese, Taiwan,
I will figure it out.
Hong Kong.
You
will figure it out?
It'll be my life.
Okay, so I'm going to, I forgot to put a zip tie from here to here. When I flip it over, you'll see that row 3 is a complete circle of zip ties. Now you can put more than one petal in these long pieces if you want. You can put more than one petal in each piece if you want. The more petals you put, the more fuller it's going to be. Pre-cut deco mesh. That wouldn't be amazing, eh, Connie?
I don't know why either, Sheila. It's really a strange thing.
Well, it's funny because he already approached the vice president of our plastic factory that makes our boards, because they're plastic, and he couldn't even really figure it out.
He started looking into it.
He looked into it, and it was just like...
He's curious now, too. Everybody's curious, and it's like,
Okay, Kristen is going to sit and listen to that dog bark. I'm going to beat her.
She's quacking for now. The bully must be around.
All right, we're done. Row 3. I know we all hate cutting mesh, especially the poly burlap. All right, where did I put that? Okay, now we are going to do this row. I am going to do row 5, and like I said, I'm going to be probably removing row 5 because my end center I want is this sign. But I do want to show you a couple ways that you can make different centers. Yeah. I'm not too interested in making deco mesh at all. Rhonda, it's actually this is the large board. You can make wreaths on it, like normal wreaths, as well as flowers. So one's the large board, and it's almost 16 inches round. And then we have the small board, which obviously makes smaller flowers and wreaths. And we actually use 2 small boards together to make a swag. It makes the most awesome swag.
Oh, just one tablecloth.
Oh yes, I've only used half a tablecloth. You get one 52 by 90 tablecloth, you could probably do 2 flowers. Not sure what happened to this one, but I'm going to fix it. Now, if you want your flower to be pointed, like the burlap one I did, you just make your petal cut from the top corner and make a point with it. Okay, almost done. I'm not sure what happened here. Connie, you made a rose on the character board? I didn't see that.
That would be interesting.
How did you do a rose on the character board? Yes, Olifun. You can use Olifun as well. Most definitely. Olifun is also weather resistant too. And it's supposedly UV safe as well. And you really don't have to stiffen it either. It's I've made a few Olifun wreaths. It's just not readily available like it used to be. I don't know why. Like you used to be able to buy all different colors from Joann's, and like in little 10-inch by 5-yard packs. But now you have to buy on the bolt. And you can also do, if you're going to do this for indoors, like a little girl's room or something, you can use felt. You just want to use a material that you don't have to deal with frays, because you are cutting the edge of it. So we don't want to, unless you want a shabby chic look, you probably don't want frays all over the place. If you're making a shabby chic wreath, then yes, frays is, you like frays. Oh, I'm done that row. Okay, I'm done this row. So I'm going to do row 5 and the last row. So you can see I did a complete circle. So there's row 1, this is row 2, row 3, row 4 I just did normal, and row 5 I did zip ties just all the way around the center. And again, we're just going to stick them in. It's a very, very easy way to make wreaths. And again, like I said before, you can do each row a different color if you want to do a rainbow flower.
6 by 6.
These are 6 by 6 pieces.
How many long ties did you use in row 4?
How many what, honey?
Oh. Row 3. How many long ties
8.
did you use?
I used 8. I think I used 8. Let me see. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, we're almost done.
How can I get your boards? Michael doesn't have them. I was at 2 last night and they didn't know what I was talking about.
You can get them on Amazon.com. You can get them at uniqueinthecreek.com or .ca, depending which country you're in. You can get them on trendytree.com. You can get them at decoexchange.com. You can get them at watermansloft.com. And then there's a few places on Etsy. Now, I'm not going to mention them because I really don't know what boards they have in stock, but if you do want to get them from Etsy, you
Where
can.
Are you located, Barbara? Went to 2 more.
Unfortunately, Michael's doesn't have it, and every. Oh, am I gonna have to cut like 2? Is there any pieces on the ground there, hon? No. I'm gonna have to cut like 3 little pieces.
Sparkles is still selling?
I don't know if she has the large and small in stock, but yes, Sparkles in the ATL usually sells them. Down Home Crafty Things. Those are on Etsy.
Are your zip ties longer than normal? It depends on what you mean by normal.
There is like, no, not a normal. Okay, there's that double one. I'm going to use it. Mine are 6.5 inches. I would prefer 8 inches, but I can never find them. I would not recommend anything shorter than 6 inches. Unless you're doing something like this, you can get away with 4 inches because it's so thin, the material, that you don't need a lot of space in between the board and the material. Okay, we got one more. You look at that. So I used literally exactly half the tablecloth. The 52 by 90 tablecloth. So 1 tablecloth at $4, you can make 2 wreaths. There. See how it's all layered? You do not see any of the zip ties as you layer them. I didn't think I would like this green as a flower, but it's so cute. There we go. Nice big flower. Oh, it's nice. I like the big flowers. If I'm going to put a flower on my door, I want you to see it from space. I want people to drive by and like, what the heck is that? Okay, we're done the flower. Yay. Now there's a bunch of ways you can make a center. Okay. They have, move this out of the way. They have pre-made centers, and pretty much all the online craft places will be getting them if they're not already there. We are getting some actually this week too. The pre-made centers. These are just styrofoam. Now I just have a orange one. This is what I had in my bin. I wouldn't necessarily put orange on a green and white flower. Actually, it looks kind of cute even with the orange. What do you guys think? That's cute, isn't it? Anyways, with the pre-made centers here, if you're going to do a lot of flowers, order jewelry U-pins from Amazon. You do not need the big floral U-pins. The big floral ones are usually like this long, and they're quite wide. To do the these pre-centers, you just get one of these little jewelry pins. Now, if you've ever bought a necklace, it's usually in the velvet part holding the necklace. So if you can see that, I got these just off Amazon. You're going to take 2 pipe cleaners. Because they don't have anything to secure it. If you want, you can just glue it right down. Right, put a bunch of glue there and then pop it down. And there you go, you're done. If you're selling it, you may not want to just glue it. What you may want to do, hold on, I'm going to drink. My mouth's getting dry.
Where we go for Lori's tips and tricks.
Lori's tips and tricks. Get your little jewelry pin. What you're going to do is add hot glue right in the center of your styrofoam. Take 2 pipe cleaners, make an X, just like that. Get that little pin and put it right between so that the X is both pieces of that, both pieces of the pipe cleaner are in that pin, the U pin, and then just push it down. Now you got to be careful with the other, this doesn't come through, like if you use a floral pin, you really have to cut it down short because these are only so, so wide. But these little jewelry things, they're like a couple dollars for 100 of them from Amazon. And you can then, if you want, put a little bit more of glue over top and your center is nice and secure. All right, and then what you'll do is once you got that, all you do is feed the pipe cleaners down the holes of the board. So just pick 2 holes. So I'm going to do these 2. And then I'm going to put the other zip ties directly across in these 2. And then when I flip it over, you can see, and you just twist it on. Easy. I think a yellow one would look so cute. But look at that. Even the orange one looks nice. I think that looks great. So these are like, I don't know, a couple dollars. So, when you have pies, and what do we charge for the large boards? $8? Yeah. $8.
You interrupted. That's the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep.
Are we back?
Yeah. That was the first time. That's all right.
Really? Okay, so let's undo this. That was just one way.
Frozen again.
I'm frozen again?
Well, at least you got through it all.
All right, let's do another way. So that's the pre-made way. We have a lot of people that on Unique Wreath Creators and Workshops and the Unique Wreath Detash group that will make you centers that you use it. Oh, it actually looks pretty on this too. It's very elegant looking. It's like opal pearls and stuff like that. She does all kinds of
Yeah, okay. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. You do the exact same thing. She's got the pipe cleaners on the back. You just feed it down through and there you go. You got a beautiful flower again with a nice center, more fancy. We got Wreath by Rosie. She makes wooden crackle centers. Who else makes centers? There's lots of people that make centers. Sorry guys, I don't know what's going on with the thing.
We got through the whole thing, and now it starts to freeze now. At least it's freezing at the end.
Yeah. Another way you can make a center right on the board is deco tubing. And deco tubing is weather resistant too. So if I was making these, which I probably will, for my backyard pool fence, I would probably use deco tubing. And it's really easy to make a center with right on the board. Take a zip tie and you're going to preload your zip tie in the normal holes. So down and up, and you're not going to close it. Okay? Don't close your zip tie. Just go down and up. And you got 4 of them. Alrighty. Okay, then you take your deco tubing. You can buy deco tubing at lots of places, especially online. I got a 10-inch measuring tool here, and you can make your center as full as you want. So I think I'll go around maybe 12 times, and we're going to have to do it 4 times. So you'll see what I mean in a second. I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Actually, I'm going to go around 13. So I have 1 cut end up here and 1 cut end here. Cut it off your tubing mess there. Slide it off your measuring tool. Don't let go. You're going to fold it in half, just like that. And you're going to find where the center is. And you're going to take that center and you're going to put it right on the board in between the head and tail of one of your zip ties and close it tight. Just like that. And cut that off. Okay, and we're going to do that 4 times. I like the yellow with the green and white. That's really pretty. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm just picking a number. You can keep going if you want your center really, really full. And I like to count to make sure that I do put the same amount into every zip tie. So again, fold it in half, find where your center is, place that center right on the zip tie, and do it up.
Lori, do you think this would work on the flower I messaged you?
I don't know, Wendy. I have to go back and look. Okay. Now I'll trim these. I don't want these long or the cut ones. You can also, to make a different center, once you do your loops, if you want to make like a I don't know what it's called. You can cut the centers, or right down the center where the loop is, so you have individual ones. I like the loopy look.
The petals were cut by 6x6.
6x6 pieces. And if you just watch the replay and you'll be able to see it's very basic.
Dave, I need your help with an order. I tried
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There goes the dogs again. Mitchell might be home. Oh shoot. I gotta check my phone. Lolly's. Yeah, Mitchell's home. My shopping son, who has an addiction to shopping. Alright, we'll do one more. I love the yellow and the green together. It's so cute. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now, like I said, you can keep going around and make it a little bit fuller. Totally up to you. Fold it in half. We're going to put that center right down on the board between the zip tie head and tail and do it up. And we are done our center. We'll fluff it all up so you don't see the zip ties. I like to cut to make sure the edges, the end ones are kind of hiding in there.
And mesh folder.
Pardon?
Where do you get your measuring tool mesh folder?
Hold on.
Mesh holder is from Susie's Wreathing things.
Okay. I might have wanted it a little bit fuller, but you guys got the gist. It's actually really cute. But that's how you can make a really quick center using deco tubing. And that way this whole flower is ready to be put outside. I would definitely spray it so it doesn't fade. I don't like these ones. Now, if I didn't do 10 inches, I should have probably did 8 inches, and they wouldn't have been, the loops wouldn't have been as long, and it would have been more compact when I did the center. But, so this is kind of loopy and loose. I'm not leaving it anyways because I'm going to put a little sign in the center. There we go. And then you might want to spray it with this that you can get on Amazon. It's Scotch Guard. It's water and sun shield protection, just to prevent it from fraying. The water won't do too much to it, but the sun will. It will fade all the bright colors. Definitely, I think I would definitely do 8 inches around instead of 10. But if you like the big loopy look, 10 inches is your size. All right, now I'm going to clip those off. So if you don't like your center and you want to change it, just clip the zip ties. All right, there we go, off. So I will use this on another wreath. Another way you can make a center is I like to use these will be out soon again at Dollar Tree. I stocked up on them in the summer. I love using these as centers. You can cover them with pretty much anything. The big thing right now is covering the center with wool. So what I do is, and these are so simple, I'll just use my glue gun and just go in the center and kind of push down so it melts the center So it makes a hole. And then I'm going to feed that wool into that hole. Like that. Now this is the real chunky wool. I'll just glue it on the inside there so it doesn't move. And then you're going to use your glue gun and you're just going to spiral around. You can do this with rope, with beads, with anything you want. You can even do it with deco tubing. So if you did it with deco tubing and use the coconut bra, that will be
possibly, but depends on how.
I am not sure why it keeps having problems. So this is a really cute center. And like I said, it's just wool. So you can go with a ton of colors.
Now I'm coming back. Sorry, we know it's freezing.
And we know it's freezing.
Know why. That's the question.
I don't think we're having any weather outside, are we?
No, it's a beautiful day out. The only thing I can think of is all the messing they've been doing around with the cables.
Yeah, but when the old Mevo was, they were messing it around, and the old Mevo never froze. So again, this is the coconut bra, which is my very favorite way to make a center. Or you can use a half a ball. Lots of people use the half ball. I've done that too. And you can go around and use yarn. You can use twine. You can use deco tube. You can use pretty much anything you want to make a flower center using this method. Alrighty, almost done. Okay, finished. Let me cut this off. So this is just, I don't even know what it's called, just chunky wool. Chunky like me. And then I'm going to put a little bit. Huh? No, I'm showing different ways to do the centers.
It's not a bowl. What it is, Marianne, it's a coconut bra from the dollar store.
Okay, these are at Dollar Tree in the summer for like a gag thing or parties or whatever. They sell like Hawaiian coconut bras. What boobies these are going to fit, I have no idea. But there's a set of two and they have string in between them. And so you get two for $1. So I use them for flower centers because, watch, they are like the perfect size.
What happened to the middle sign you were putting in there?
That's the very last one.
Oh, that's the very last one.
Yeah. And then they do have holes on the sides of them already in the coconut bra. So what you can do is just put a zip tie down and up on the center of your board. So just pick one. And then you just feed the actual zip tie. Or you can use wire, or you can use pipe cleaner, whatever you want. Just feed it through the two holes, the holes here. So there's one side. Now don't do it right up because you need to do the other side as well. So I would do it directly. So I put it in here. I would do it directly over here and zip them tight once both are in, and your center is good. Perfect. Yarn center. Now, I'm not going to use this center. I'm just showing you guys different ones. A lot of people use this as a center. So you can get, now this is just the mesh rhinestone. Oh, that's probably Lolly. Hold on a sec. Hello? Okay, what door are you on? Starbucks? Okay, it might be a bit because I'm just finishing up a live. All right, bye. Sorry, everybody. Lolly's at the mall. I have to pick her up. So you can take these 2 packs you get from the dollar store, Dollar Tree. They come in 2 packs. And I would suggest painting it whatever color you're going to use for your mesh, your rhinestone. And then you can cover. Just put a little bit of glue around the edges. Put your mesh on. Trim the mesh. And then you can glue it right to your board, or you can do like I did with the U-pins and the pipe cleaner. So you can do sparkly. And but what I'm going to end up off with is I like this this sign from Betty, my friend Betty she is from Shore Life Creations. It's a little 8-inch sign. What I do is I'm just going to put some hot glue on the back of this, and I'm going to use this Dollar Tree foam so it just lifts off the sign off the board a little. Again, these are from the Dollar Tree, these foam circles. They're always at the Dollar Tree in the like floral sections. And put that down. I know, Lenora, I come up with the weirdest things. I don't know. I don't know how my brain works. And this is how I'm going to end my wreath. I glued my wreath, that little sign, to that metal board, or the metal. I'm going to put a pipe cleaner. I'll just put one. This is for me anyways. Where did my little gold U-pin go? I lost it. I'm going to add the little U-pin right there. Okay. And then I'm going to feed my pipe cleaner. I can give it a twist. Just like that. And I'm going to feed my pipe cleaner down one side. I'm just using one. And then down the other side. Twist it. Off. Make sure it's pushed down so you don't scratch anybody's door. And we have a cute flower with a really, really cute saying in the center.
Where's the top of your board?
Oh, over here. I have to move the thing.
Did you screw up the sign?
I just have to move it. Or, better yet, I'll just add a zip tie. Where's the center? Yeah, normally you find the center when you're using a sign. I'm just going to slip a zip tie. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll use some ribbon and make a hanger. There we go. Oh, I used it the wrong way again. Anyways, that is it. Oh, I can turn it anyways. Because I pipe cleanered it. There. Now it's on right. This bad boy. So there's your 2 hanging holes. There's our wreath. How cute is that? All right. That's all I got, guys. That was a long one today. I thank you for joining me, and I hope you learned a little something today. Just think outside the box when you're, going through the Dollar Tree or going through Hobby Lobby. If it looks like you maybe can make something with it, grab it, especially if it's on clearance. Okay, guys, gotta go pick up Lolly, and I will probably talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm going to talk about the vinyls and the kits tomorrow. The vinyls are on their way to Amazon. They will also be listed on our websites. I think as of tomorrow, Tanya said, and the carrot and the rabbit kit will be listed on Tuesday. So if you're wanting a carrot and the rabbit kit that I showed before, they were going to be Tuesday, and I only have a limited supply. Okay, guys, take care and be kind. Love you. Bye.